No judgment, just real talk. This is the Apology Accepted podcast. The views expressed on the Apology Accepted podcast are those of the host and guest and do not reflect the views of any affiliate organization or individual. The content is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. For personal, legal, or emotional matters, please consult a qualified professional. By continuing to listen to this podcast, you acknowledge and accept this disclaimer. Hey, friends, welcome back to the Apology Accepted podcast, the space where we dive into real conversations about healing, growth, and creating the life we deserve. I am your host, LaTesha Monique, and I am so grateful to have you tune in to this episode. And before I start this week's episode, I just want to take a moment out to say, your girl is feeling a lot better. Y'all, I've been down for 3 or 4 weeks, okay? With a summer cold, allergies kicking my butt. I think it's just a whole new environment type of thing. But baby, it had your girl down for the count, okay? I am feeling a lot better now. Still battling a little cough here and there. I also feel a little stuffy still, but nothing compared to what I was feeling a couple of weeks ago. My energy was just gone completely. Uh, I'm truly grateful that that feeling is over and I can deal with a little stuffiness, a little cough. I can deal with that. All right. So, nevertheless, diving into this week because I have missed this platform so much. Okay. So much. And bringing it full circle with this week's topic being life lessons from everyday moments. We're diving into how the small, seemingly ordinary moments of life can become powerful teachers. Whether it's a conversation with a stranger, a quiet moment alone, or unexpected setbacks. Hello. I said full circle, y'all. Each moment holds the potential for growth, clarity, and healing. So, in my 3 talking points this week, I want to recognize wisdom in the mundane and turn everyday experiences into meaningful lessons that shape who we are today. Because every little thing that happens to us throughout our day shapes who we are and what we're going to do moving forward, believe it or not. So, point number one, the power of small conversations. So, as most of you know, if you have been following me thus far, um, one of my favorite stores is Dollar Tree. Well, it just so happened I was in Dollar General, the yellow store, right? Yellow. Yes. Okay. So all the dollar stores, I separate them by color. Anyway, so I was in Dollar General and I am just minding my business, getting my snacks, walking down the aisles as if I've never been in this store before. Nevertheless, another customer walked up to me and just said hello, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And we sparked a conversation. And so she had something in her hand, and it was some type of as shown on TV gadget. And so she asked me, she said, "Have you ever used this before?" And I was like, "No, I didn't even know what it was." And she goes, "Oh, okay." She was like, "Well, I seen it on TV," as the the daggone box said. But she was like, but I just came in here because it's Saturday and I want to use my coupons." And so I was like, "Oh, okay, you coupon." And she was like, "Well, yes, but the store has its coupons too, along with the other dollar store." So now my little antennas then went up. I said, "Now, so the store got coupons and you can use your coupons that you bring it to the store?" Now, most of y'all might be like, "Okay, duh, Tisha, you can use coupons in the store with the store coupons. We do this all the time." Yes, you are right. But the way this woman was talking to me, it was like she knew something that I didn't know. And guess what? She did. So she pulls up her app and she was like, "Do you have the app on your phone?" And I'm like, "No." So we're literally in the aisle downloading the app. Like she's giving me a whole lesson on the Dollar General app while we're in the store. From a hello. That lady saved me so much money out the dollar store because of course she sees my basket and she go, "Are you getting all of those snacks?" And I, for a moment, I was about to say, "Well, hold up, judge your mama. Wait a minute, all those snacks?" But anyway, I said, yes, ma'am, I am. Every last single one." She said, "Hey, I got some coupons for those." "Oh, and those. Wait a minute, I might got a coupon for that too because my daughter eat those." "Well, come on then, coupons. Reach around up in your pocketbook and see what you got. What do you have for me?" Listen, not only did she share how to use the store coupons along with the coupons that she had that she brought in, looked like maybe she cut them out from a newspaper, all the, I don't know, back in the day stuff, I guess you would say. Because now most of the stores got the little clip it coupons that are virtual. But Homegirl has I cut these out the newspaper coupons. And we went right up to the register and I got my basket of snacks. And some candles. And I got a couple of other items. And I think I spent $9 and some change for everything I had. And let me tell y'all something. My snacks alone was over $9. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But had I not had this simple conversation with a stranger, I wouldn't have never, first of all, got all my stuff in that basket for $9. But I wouldn't have never known how to use all of the coupons, not just the clip coupon and you get electronic, or not just getting points for your rewards when you're putting your phone number in. Like, honey, I might gotta go back to the basic and be like, let me get a Sunday paper. Because the way my basket had all that stuff in it, and I walked out there paying $9 and some change, I was surprised. So, I mean, that encounter, I thought about it most of my day because I was like, dang, what other store she said? She said it was another one. And come to find out, it is Family Dollar. Come, I said, well, you know what? Is it on Saturdays? So now I am getting hip to what days have what sales and all that stuff because I got to know because I'm trying to run it back with my snacks and a couple other things for about $9. If I can run that back about 4 or 5 times, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be good. But it was just her paying attention, I guess, or being nosy because she did say it kind of crazy, are you gonna buy all those? Absolutely, I am. But nevertheless, I'm glad she stopped and said hello to me. I'm glad I said hello back and carried on the conversation because that small conversation was so powerful for me. So, my lesson from that is how paying attention in everyday exchanges can open your eyes to new ways of thinking and foster unexpected empathy. And point number two, when setbacks become setups. As I mentioned, earlier on, me not feeling well the last couple of weeks. And so I have been out of pocket. Just going to work was a struggle. Okay. I think I wanted to call in like every day for the past 3, 4 weeks. But I didn't. So eh, I have not been able to do my usual recording when it comes to this platform. So N- And I do this not even knowing if people listen, not even knowing if those who do listen, you know, is it valuable to you? Is it something that you enjoy? Are you able to actually take away something when listening? And so I don't know these things, but my reason for doing this is always because I've had this um I don't want to say vision, but I've had this urge to share bits and pieces of my story and my journey through podcasting. So this platform allows me to, talk about personal things along with general points of view. So, me being down the last couple of weeks, I did have one of my listeners reach out to me and say, "Hey, not sure if I am in the right spot, but this is where I usually go. And I've noticed that for the last 2 weeks, you have not, you know, shared a new episode." And so we had a whole conversation and I let her know how I was feeling and things like that. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so crazy because I prayed for you and was just saying, I hope everything is okay." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." So we still carrying on the conversation. And she was like, "Hey, listen, quick question. Would you mind being on a panel for a women's conference that I'm having spring of 2026? I've read your chapter out of the book Hold the Line Volume 1. And I also got, she said, I have Volume 2, but I haven't read it." She was like, "But Volume 1, I have, and I've read your chapter." She was like, "I read the book, but your chapter, uh, would you mind speaking towards the unborn child?" And I was like, uh, okay. Well, I'm gonna need details first." And she was like, "Well, yeah, yeah, yeah." And we continued to talk in reference to her plans and things like that. But this all stemmed from me not being on this platform for a couple of weeks. Now, I'm not saying that she may have never would have said anything had I, was never not feeling well and everything was just regular and I kept going. Um, but what prompted her to actually reach out to me was the fact she hasn't seen a new episode in 2 weeks. So here I am thinking, oh my gosh, I got sick. I don't have the energy to even put into recording. Um, I utilize all my energy in the workplace. Once I got off work, I was no more good to nobody. To nobody or nothing. I could not do nothing. And so for me, I was like, oh my gosh, how does this look? I'm going to lose my followers. I'm going to lose my listeners. But I do not feel well at all. I had even did a video at work actually, um, stating that, hey, I feel a little better, you know, another episode will be coming up, promise, all of the things. A whole video, y'all. Have y'all seen the video? It's on Facebook and TikTok. And let me tell y'all something. I got home and felt like crap. Like I had energy throughout my day and then it was gone. So, having this conversation with one of my supporters, it was just like she made me realize things that I've put off and have not touched in months. Um and for a whole bunch of reasons, not just one, but it made me think about how I need to get back to doing and finishing what I started. So, my lesson for this is how inconvenience can redirect us to places we never planned to be, but were meant to experience. And I say that because me being on a panel with other women for a conference is no place I ever planned or plan to be. Um, However, I feel like I'm meant for the experience. I have tools that I can give other women to help them throughout their journey of healing. So, yeah, 2025 have this has definitely been a shift for me. 2024 was very uncomfortable. My life was very uncomfortable. 2025, the uncomfortableness continued, but with a shift. And so I I would be delighted to actually share some things with women, or I don't know who her crowd would be or is going to be, but yeah, I'm definitely game. But see how that setback of me getting sick actually became a setup for me to be involved in doing something greater. Never be disappointed in your setbacks. Your setbacks will give you lessons that you may not realize right then and there in the setback, but I guarantee you, in that moment, there are lessons. So keep pushing, even in your setbacks. Keep pushing. All right, point number 3, the silent moment that speaks the loudest. So this is my example for you guys, but this is actually my truth and what has happened to me. So the example is um sitting in your car after work and realizing you're more tired emotionally than physically. I I've worked for myself for a few years. Um, and so in business, whoever is in business, sometimes business is good and sometimes business can be not so good. So in those moments of setbacks in business, I will go and I will work for someone else, which the problem with that is I have to make it seem like I don't know as much as I really know. So I have to turn down myself as much as possible. And so I get in these spaces, in these places, and I try to, get jobs where I don't have to do so much. What I mean by that is I can, it's very easy to me. Office setting, very easy to me. I can do that with ease. Um, but it get complicated when I sometimes move a little differently and people looking at me as if like, well, who do you think you are? So I battle with that a lot of times because I have to constantly remind myself that, hey, 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 you are not business Tisha today. You are employee. So you just need to do what is required for you to do. And I need to remind myself that I need to make some mistakes so it don't seem like I am doing everything correctly where either someone think I'm coming for their position or someone think I'm trying to kiss up to a supervisor or any it's so much that I have to remember. And this is just for me. And it is absolutely emotionally draining. By the end of my day, I am just like, what in the world? Like, it, it becomes not fun anymore because people really lack. What I have learned is that people really, really lack customer service, customer care. And that has been like the number one thing for me being in business, dealing with the public, dealing with the population that I serve. Like just because someone has a mental health diagnosis does not mean they should be treated any differently than anybody else. Why? Because I have a mental health diagnosis too, as a matter of fact. And my thing is, I speak to everyone with the same respect. I give most people the same grace, you know. And I always greet people with a hello and a smile. But that's my personality. That's who I am. Not everybody is that bubbly, but I am. And until I'm not, until I don't like you and I'm not. But nevertheless, the lesson from this is how moments of stillness can reveal hidden truths, prompting reflections and the need for boundaries or some type of self care. Because I always sit in that moment and realize that I need to do something for my self care because my emotions are all over the place. And it's simply from just being in the work environment and just witnessing all of those things just bother me. It bothers me to my core because I do believe that everybody deserves um, respect. It's so hard working for yourself and then going and try to work for someone else. It's very difficult. Like very. Yeah, but as we wrap up this episode, I hope you're reminded that the wisdom we seek doesn't always come from big dramatic events. It often hides in the quiet corners of our everyday lives. Whether it's fleeting moments, a stranger's word, or a pause between tasks, life is always teaching us something. The question is, are we listening? So take a breath, stay curious, and remember your healing and growth are unfolding one ordinary moment at a time. Thank you for tuning in to the Apology Accepted podcast. If this episode resonated with you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, be kind to yourself, stay open, and never stop learning from the everyday. Thank you for tuning in to the Apology Accepted podcast. If this episode resonated with you, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, protect your peace and keep choosing yourself. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Apology Accepted podcast. I hope today's conversation sparked some growth for you. Be sure to subscribe and share with others who might need this reminder too. Until next time, you all, remember, healing starts with a simple apology. Take care.